All right, Steve here, and we're talking about last night's Democratic debate. The Democrats had their first debate amongst their candidates running for president. At least 10 of them were on the stage last night. And I just thought I'd give my impressions of who I thought the biggest winners and losers were. We'll start with the winners. I don't think I have to say it. Elizabeth Warren, number one. Of course, that's kind of cheating because I think that the moderators were pretty focused on her. She got a lot more questions than anyone else. But it's sort of like, yeah, they kept passing the ball to her, but she had to catch it, and I think she did a good job. Why so much a focus on Elizabeth Warren? Well, I think the moderates of the Democratic Party are looking at her right now. They realize they've got to get the progressive vote, the progressives to become the majority. And, the moderates, they're kind of looking at any one of the progressives that they could stomach. Elizabeth Warren seems to be the one. So that showed last night with the focus on her. But like I said, they may have thrown the ball to her. She's got to catch it. And I think she caught it in a way that she says, hey, you know what? I understand you moderates are looking at me, but I'm not going to compromise on my ideas. You vote for me, I'm going to try and bring some changes. So yeah, Elizabeth Warren, number one. Now, someone who didn't get a lot of focus from the moderators, at least not intentional, but I think did a good job, with Bill Blasio. But when you start at the bottom, and I mean by bottom, I mean he had 0%. It's the only way you can go is up. Well, maybe with some people though, not the case. But with Blasio, definitely last night, he was hurt, and he had some good answers, and, he made the best of his time. They said, oh, look, Bill de Blasio is a part of this, and, I think it changed some minds. So I think Bill Blasio did a good job. And on that same token, number three, Julian Castro, he let his name be known just by getting in a pissing contest with Beto O'Rourke and schooling that guy on immigration policy. So I think Julian Castro really impressed a lot of people. That's why I put him up there. Moving on, Cory Booker, kind of the same case with Elizabeth Warren. There was a lot of focus on him. They threw him a lot of balls. He caught it. I don't think he was that impressive, but, he held his own. Number, 5, we're going to go with Jay Inslee, another candidate who didn't have a lot to start with, but just, was able to impress people last night. But, ultimately I put him kind of in the middle because, what's his story? He's a grandpa trying to impress his grandkids. And, he has one issue that he's focused on, climate change, which is good, but I don't see him being president. Maybe head of the EPA, get that fucker Rick Perry out of there and put someone who gives a shit in that position. I think that might just end up being Jay Inslee. Moving on to the bottom 5. Number 6, Tulsi Gabbard. And I think that she's in that position, not so much what she did, but because the moderates, once again, always sticking that fucking thumb on the fucking scale. They do not like her one bit. I think because of her strong anti-war stance. Even these so-called liberal media does not like her, because, that's not good for their businesses and so on. But like I said, they really wanted to stick it to her. Brought up some things she said in the past about the LGBT community when she was far more conservative as a teenager. And I've seen those comments, and wow, that is some dark shit. And, I'm kind of against Biden, and he's got a lot of shit from his past, and I have no problems with that being brought up. So, it's the same with Tulsi Gabbard. I think she handled herself as good as she could with, the fucking moderators just trying to stab at her every chance they got. They did not like her one bit. But, like she said, she held her position as best as she could, and, she kicked fucking Tim Ryan's ass, who was my next one, Tim Ryan. He showed how passionate he was about things at times, but ultimately this is a dumbass who still thinks we need to be in the Afghan war. So, fuck that guy. Okay, next we have Amy Klobuchar. And I put her down in the bottom 3 because you kind of forgot that she was there. that's that's how I would describe her performance last night. Amy Klobuchar was there? You forgot that she was there. Okay, next we have someone who kind of on the same lines, Beto O'Rourke. If you know me, the last few weeks I've been talking shit about Juan Guaido of Venezuela. This is like Juan Guaido has basically been propped up as the legitimate Venezuelan president, even though in reality, no fucking way. And I bring up Juan Guaido because I'm comparing him to Beto O'Rourke. Beto O'Rourke is the guy who lost to fucking Ted Cruz, for Christ's sakes. And tonight last night, you see why this guy lost to fucking Ted Cruz. He's not that impressive, all right? People are just kind of propping him up to, a height that he doesn't deserve, like Juan fucking Guaido. I mean, Beto O'Rourke is the fucking Juan Guaido of these fucking candidates. And like Juan Guaido, you test him and he fails. And now we come on to number 10, the absolute worst candidate last night who needs to fucking leave, John fucking Delaney. Oh my God, that guy was fucking terrible. I say, Bill de Blasio and Tim Ryan, Jay Inslee, he's one of the candidates that the moderators, they were just trying to ignore. They weren't going to ask him too many questions. I mean, they had to ask him some out of, I'm trying to think of the word. Like, they just had to do it. Obligation, that's the word I was looking for. They had to ask him some questions out of obligation, but they had no time for him. Out of nowhere, he brings up some kind of story about either his father or his grandfather, who was an immigrant, got separated from his family, and Lester Holt didn't even want to listen to that shit one goddamn bit. And throughout the night, he just tries to, object himself into the conversation, rudely. And unlike, like Bill de Blasio was doing the same thing, he didn't understand when he should do it. And what exactly is he interrupting, the whole thing for? What's he trying to pitch? Then we need to get along with the Republicans. We need to work together and solve our problems because there's so many people complaining about how partisan things are. Shut the fuck up, you dumb motherfucker. Read the fucking room. Just, who the fuck are these people telling him that that's the problem? Because the two parties don't get along. No, one party is putting kids into cages and is A-okay with that. Either they're, pushing for it or they're fucking enabling it. And then the other party doesn't want to do that. Yeah, I'm glad that it's fucking partisan. I'm glad that there's no fucking middle ground, that the Democrats are selling out their beliefs to fucking help the fucking Republicans put people in fucking cages. Do I like the fact that we're, at each other's throat? No, but I'll take that over the fucking everyone enabling fucking goddamn Trump and the goddamn Republicans. So shut the fuck up, John Delaney. We got no time for that bipartisan bullshit of yours that you're trying to pitch. The only person that works for it is fucking Joe Biden just because of his fucking position of power. And even then, that's fucking costing him. But you're not fucking Joe Biden, so shut the fuck up and get the fuck out of the goddamn way, you fucking waste of space. So that's how I felt about John Delaney. The guy was just grating on my nerves. And they asked him about impeachment. He says he supports Nancy Pelosi's decision to wait until Trump's out of fucking power. Oh my fucking God. Why? I mean, I could go on and on about Nancy Pelosi, but fucking, like I said, John Delaney, he wants to fucking support her on that stupid idea of hers. Fuck John Delaney. Absolute worst. Yet he's going to stick it out till God knows when. I'm just, our fucking caucus cannot get here sooner. For those of you who don't know, I live here in Iowa. I'm an Iowan. I'm going to take place in the Iowa caucus. And I'm just, cannot get here soon enough. I don't think we're necessarily going to pick the nominee, but we'll fucking clear the field for you. Some people are going to get their egos checked with us. And I fucking want John Delaney to be like fucking, what's his name? Jim Gilmore a couple years back and only get like 3-4 fucking votes. Yeah. So those were the winners and losers of last night's debate. What did you think? How did you position people? And just leave your comments in the comment section.